What's up, y'all? We're back out here in the garage to start off another fun video. We're taking back to the seas for the second time in as many weeks. As you can see, this time we've got the Pro Boat PCF Mk1 24-inch Swift Patrol Craft. Now this is another scale boat from them. This one is actually based on the PCF Mk1 that they used back in Vietnam. I won't go into a bunch of history about this thing, but again, it was actually used in service during Vietnam as a coastal patrol to keep the bad guys from bringing in supplies and up rivers to do certain missions. And also interesting history if y'all want to check that out. Now this is actually a dual motor setup on this one here. You've got dual 390 size brushed motors on it, 2 or 3S. I'm gonna run it on 3S because I mean, why not? This side here gives you some different angles and some of the dimensions here. 24 inches long again. They're saying 7 inches wide there and then 8.12 inches height. A little bit of info down here. They're actually saying speed of 6 to 10 miles an hour. I was curious about that. So if y'all remember, I think my little harbor tugboat got like 3 or 4. So this is basically twice as fast as that. But let's bust on into this thing and see what we got here. Once again, a very cool looking scale boat here. This thing is very, very cool. Pro Boat has done a great job as far as like the very small little details of this stuff right here. The only thing I wish they would do as far as appearance wise, which I'm sure it would take a lot more time or whatever, is to somehow antique these surfaces. Like it's just so bright and clean that it looks plasticky. If they would do some kind of antiquing on it, like give it a little bit of age, it would look so much better. But let me show you what you get real quick here. First, I want to start with this right here, and I know y'all are saying, what in the heck is that? And I actually heard something rattling in this box when I got it, and I thought, oh man, they've done broke some little piece off in shipping. But come to find out, it's this right here. They sent us some kind of little sweatshop shank, it looks like right here. Got a little homemade cutting thing here, I guess, where they was doing whatever kind of work, packaging or whatever. Looks like it's got some kind of, maybe some kind of Chinese writing there on it. I can't tell what it is, but anyway, we got us a little bonus there if you want to call that a bonus. But as far as the rest of the stuff, it's just kind of your standard deal here. You get your instruction manual. It does come with your AA batteries, a Pro Boat sticker, your binding plug there if you need that, and then a couple of strips of padded kind of insulation there. They want you to put those on this little stand that it comes with, but I'm just going to save those in case I need them for something else. They do give you another one of those little stands, kind of like what came with the harbor tug. They're not assembled. I just put this thing together with some hot glue so it could dry real quick. Just a very basic little stand, but really that's all you need. And then as far as the transmitter, you got your SLT3 here, so you got the 3rd channel for the lights. And then of course the boat itself, again, very, very cool with all the little scale details. You got your little rubber bumper tires there, your 50 cal, you got a twin 50 cal rotating up here, and you got a 50 cal with a mortar up under it back here, your little ammo storage boxes. It's got some cool little ropes on there for your chains, as you can see. Nice windshield wiper details there. Just really, really detailed. Life raft on the other side. Of course, you got the flag flying there. So just a lot of nice detail. These right here, I'm assuming, are these anode blocks? Somebody let me know if you know for sure. I've seen a lot of videos or a few videos of this and they didn't have those on there. So I'm guessing those are supposed to be anode blocks, but let me know if y'all know for sure. You got your nice rope railing all the way around, and then you got removable or openable chain rail links there. I guess I should say chain gates that's on little tiny hooks. You've got them right here too that go from there to here, and you got these little tiny baby hooks, but it's a pain in the butt. I can barely see the thing, and I don't want to put it on because then when I go to lift the hatch, I've got to take those off again. Now it does also have a set of LEDs. You got a front one right here. I believe that's a yellow colored, the searchlight there, and then of course on the port you got red, starboard you got your green there, and then up here you got a clear one up above this twin 50 nest here. Now this thing does rotate. You can turn it by hand and you can go up and down with it. I know y'all didn't see nothing. You can spin it, but you can also put a servo in there and you can put it on a separate receiver or just wire it off of your steering, and when you steer it'll turn this, and I've got that little servo set up, so I'm definitely going to do that. Now this little ammo box here is actually a removable hatch. You got your little magnets there just like the harbor tug, so you can get to the linkages for your rudders back here. That's where your dual linkages are. You got dual dual rudders. If I didn't show there, dual rudders and dual prop shafts and props on the back. This 50 on the back here, you can also rotate and change the elevation on it. And then if we go into the main hatch here, this is stuck on with magnets also. You got one magnet in the front there, one in the back. I mean, I guess that's good enough. It ain't gonna be putting a whole lot of water. One very cool thing here is you see that little magnet contact right there. You got two magnets and some little pins there. Those actually correspond here with the magnets and pins, and that's for the lighting. You don't have to worry about plugging a cord in every time you take that off. And then taking a look inside the main hatch here, you got your battery tray with the strap there. You can see your 2-in-1. This is another 2-in-1 ESC receiver with your IC3 plug there, your dual 390 motors. You can see your couplers and your shafts there, and then you got the one big servo in the middle that controls both of the rudders. Right here's the battery I'm going to be running, 2200 milliamp 3S50C. This is the smart battery, plugs right in and fits exactly in that battery spot. So I'm going to run through this little micro servo installation here on my turret. Again, there's just a Phillips head screw right down there in the middle, if you can see that, and they've got it kind of sitting on like a fake servo there. You can see there's something mounted in there. You'll be able to see it better once I get that turret off. What you use as far as a servo is this SX108 there, little micro servo, and then you're going to need some kind of Y. I just got this one right here, a 6-inch Y, so it's plenty long enough. So let me pop this Phillips head screw out and I'll show you what we got. All right, here you can see with the turret taken off there with that one Phillips screw, you got that fake servo there. It's got the two screws mounting it. This is basically just a big old servo horn. You can see it's spline. So let me get those two out and get that fake servo out of the way. And there you are with this removed. As you can see, it's just basically like a fake servo top there. So this one just fits right in. I'm gonna put this one in and put those same two screws back in. All right, let me show you what we got here, y'all. I've got it all buttoned up actually. So got the servo in there. You can see, just simple. This little extension came with it and I'm using that so I got plenty to plug in. I'm not having to reach way up in there. So no problem putting those stock screws back in here. Now, the only issue is it didn't come with a screw for any kind of servo horn. And the screw they had in here just went into that plastic, so it was old coarse thread. So you're gonna have to have you some kind of screw, just a fine thread sort of servo horn screw. This is just some 2mm cap head I had laying around. So got it in there, everything's working perfect. I centered up my servo real good. So what I did in here as far as the boat goes, you can see I've got this Y that I showed y'all earlier, and then one end obviously goes to the servo. I had to unplug the steering servo there. So steering servo into one here, and then this one's going to be for your turret there, and then obviously you go to your receiver. So now the only problem is this really nice wireless LED system has kind of been negated because now I've got to plug in my turret, but no big deal. That's why I left this little pigtail, so I've got plenty of room to plug this thing in. All right, so everything's on here. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, check that out, y'all. You see the servo up there. I'm sure y'all see it here turning with the rudders back there. If you can see the way, you can't even see the rudder. Let me pick it up here. So there you can see in the back as I turn, rudders turn, and then the turret's turning with it. Only thing I noticed here on the front there is I'm worried about it, yeah, because it's falling down flat. If it falls down too far, getting hung up on that little light, yeah, just like that right there. So I'll probably actually put me a little dab of glue right there just to keep it fixed at kind of a straight elevation, because I don't want that thing getting hung up. But that's awesome, y'all. Check that out. That's really cool. And then of course your switch here works your lights. So there you go. You got the one up there on the tower there. You got your port side red, your little searchlight there on the front, and then your starboard side green. So this is a very, very cool looking little scale boat. Now, let's see what we got here as far as the props. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this thing sounds like it's ready to get down. Now, the only thing I noticed with this thing is it might be a little bit of a pain as far as maintenance goes, as far as greasing up your prop shafts and all that stuff. You can see there, you can get to the set screw on your coupler there on this side just barely. But then the problem is on the back here, I mean, those props are exactly in line with the rudders, and there's no play. There's absolutely no play, and I'm assuming those are solid prop shafts, so I don't know. As far as greasing the prop, I guess you could pull this little linkage off the top and get the rudder out of the way, but that's just an awful lot. Or, of course, you could always take your motors loose and take the prop off and pull it out that way, but either way, you've either got to take it looks like you got to take this rudder off or take the prop and pull it from the motor side, but I'll see what happens there. I'm gonna get it all prepped anyway, and then we're gonna get out here to the lake and see what it can do. All right, y'all, immediately I'm having a launch over here where I don't want to in all these weeds and stuff. I got some Yahoo around the corner blasting country music, so copyright, plus I don't know if y'all will be able to hear it. I don't know how loud it'll be. I'll venture over there to see. I wanted to kind of make this little shoreline pass and do a speed test, and then put the onboard on it. I've got a GoPro that I'm gonna put on board, but wanted to see the attitude in the water because I'm gonna have it about midway. I was kind of limited on places for this GoPro, but it might work out based on what I'm seeing. Ooh, I got props on this I need to remember. Let's see if she'll pick up. Oh yeah, that ain't bad at all. I mean, for a scale boat, check that thing out. It's got the bow out of the water going straight. Yeah, that ain't bad. A little bit of a splash over the bow when you let off suddenly. I think I got everything up full blast. It's supposed to do 6 to 10 is what the box said. So I'm guessing about 8 miles an hour out here. I'm gonna bring it in over here and turn the GPS on. We'll do a quick speed run without the camera, and then I'll put that camera on it for some onboard shots. All right, I got the GPS on. Let's see if we can navigate out of these logs. You can see the fish underneath the boat right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at all those fish down there. I mean, good sized fish. This water's so clear you can see them. All right, let's see what we get here. I'm guessing 8. Uh-oh, I'm a little out of trim here. Let me trim it back over. Get as much speed as I can. I think I'm a little bit out of trim still. Let me see if I can get over here, and it's going a little bit right. All right, let's do one more run through there. All right, that's top speed for sure. Turns nicely too. It's got a heck of a lean when you turn on full power though. Let's bring her on over here and see what kind of speed we got. Let's see, are we in range? Yeah, stop it. Read 7 miles an hour. That's about what I figured. 8 miles an hour is what I figured, but we got 7 on that right there. All right, let's see how it does with this GoPro hooked to it. It's definitely got a lean, but once we get up on plane, oh yeah, it straightens out once you get up on plane. It definitely leans to the right though. That's pretty awesome though, y'all. Check that thing out. It's got some pretty good speed. I want to take you around here, but this guy with his portable personal honky tonk is really just ruining it for everybody out here. I mean, not even just myself. Pretty inconsiderate with all these other fishermen. I mean, it's his right to do whatever, but y'all know how water is. I mean, that stuff is literally just echoing, carrying across this water. I don't want to be too careless over here with these logs, but I really do want to work my way over here because this is kind of like the terrain this stuff is meant for. I've got my little guy up top steering too. The only thing about that GoPro is weighing it down, buddy, when I'm going slow. Y'all can see. Oh, I forgot my lights. Oh yeah, we got the lights. I think y'all can probably see the lights. Uh-oh, I hope we ain't taking on water. We're leaning so bad, are we? We're close. Mike should have put that thing on the front. It was either there or the very front. I don't think we're taking on water. I don't know if y'all noticed, I put some little soldiers on there. Got a few on the deck, and I got one in the gunner turret up there. You can see him turning now probably. Check him out, and then you got him on the deck there. Am I taking on water? Let me make one more pass here just to make sure I'm not taking on any water. I don't think I'm that tilted there. No, I'm not really taking on any water. Only thing about over here is all these weeds and stuff with the props getting caught up. Let's take her on out there into the open. Yeah, open up some speed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was not a good move. Not good on the props for sure. This thing makes a nice little wake. It's a little crooked though because of that GoPro, but check that thing out, y'all. And that's pretty awesome right there. That thing's up on plane, buddy. And it gets there fast. Let me go from a stop and let's see. All right, here's it. Stops right here. Stop still. And there's punching the throttle. I mean, it gets up on plane even with that heavier GoPro on it. I don't know what kind of view that's going to be for y'all with that GoPro because, like I say, that's about the only place I had to mount it because of my turret and all that. This thing's pretty awesome. I got to get turned around here. We're coming up on the honky tonk area. I can't Can't walk through here and get all that on the camera. We'll turn this way, hopefully it keeps it off of there. That thing looks good in the water right there, y'all. Let me take it on around to the other side and see what's on the other side. All right, y'all, I actually walked around here to the other side of the lake. As you can see, what I was saying last time with my tugboat, this is a big old lake. Check it out right there, y'all. I mean, this lake is huge. I'm definitely looking forward to bringing out what I got next after this right here. I mean, this is much faster than the tugboat, but it's still slow in comparison. I mean, it's still a scale boat, but it's awesome. Check that out, y'all. That's pretty sweet. The fact that the guy turns up there in the machine gun turret is awesome. Check that out. I did a water check too, no leaks or anything like that. Only problem over here on this side of the pond, as you can see, I was asking the guy walking over here, I said, what's going on the other side? He said, man, it's like Vietnam over there as far as the trail. And he's right. These trails are absolutely grown up. But look at that right there. That's cool. This is more of a shoreline and river kind of cruiser anyway. So we're gonna keep it up here in these little areas like this. That GoPro, woo! If I ain't careful, I'm gonna sink it with that GoPro on it. That GoPro's adding some serious weight. I started to put my little Insta360 that I'm actually using as an onboard. I started to put it on there and use the GoPro, but I'd have had to use that chest mounting off on my GoPro. Look at that thing. This thing's awesome. It's a little smaller than the Harbor Tug. Obviously, it's 24 inches where the Tug is 30, so 6 inches smaller. As far as the range, I mean, I have no doubt this thing's got more range than I have vision. That's pretty awesome, though. Check it out. It's definitely got that lean with the GoPro. Definitely got a lean. I'll give it some lift trim. That'll help it maybe. Oh yeah, that helps it. That helped to even it out. Probably costing me some speed, but we'll give up a little speed. Let's bring it down for let's slow her down a little bit. Do a little coast run. You can see my little guys on there patrolling. Got one with binoculars, one up in the gunner nest there, and a couple waiting for any trouble to show up. That thing's sweet, y'all. It's pretty sweet. Like I say, if I go up in this trail, I'm probably gonna end up breaking my neck because it is definitely wooded up here. Let me see if I can navigate these. Left turn is what I want. Left turn is the one without the GoPro. The right turn is what basically buries me unless I'm at speed. Up to speed is a little better. And check that out, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I need to quit messing around. I'm gonna end up burying this thing. Let me make sure I don't have any water in it. All right, I want to see if I can do a little coast run here. That guy was right. These trails are grown up, as y'all can see ahead of me there. We had a bad ice storm this past winter towards the end of it. Doesn't look like anybody's cleared anything out here. I'm gonna have to swing wide to get past this. Actually, I should have just brought it close with doing a shore run. I guess that's close enough to the shore. Any kind of insurgents coming in out here. Let's bring her. You get on the juice here, you can swing it on around. See, I shouldn't have came in here though, because now I've got to. That's all right. If I take it slow, we won't bury it. I checked for water, no leaks at all, even with all that lean. So she's looking good. I mean, that thing looks slick, dude, with that wake. I think that's awesome. Let's see what happens when we go back over our own wake. Not enough. Not enough wake. There we go. A little bit of breaking over the waves. That's pretty awesome. I think that's a super cool little scale boat. And you can bring her on back in, cut the lights on. Got the gunner up there ready to take care of business. I got to figure out my camera mounting for sure. That GoPro ain't cutting it sitting there with that lean. Had to do a little limbo to get under that one right there, but we made it across here. It's a nice little open area right here. It's pretty nice lighting there with that thing. It's get on the throttle. Open her on up. It's pretty awesome looking actually. Check that thing out, y'all. Pretty nice weather. It's a little bit windy, but not too bad. That's pretty sweet though. Check that out, y'all. Bring her back in. We got the light on. Uh-oh. We'll swing her out hard. Oh yeah. That's pretty awesome. That thing is pretty cool. All right, I think I'm just gonna drive it on around here back to the front and then we'll call it. Still seems to have pretty much all its power. It's hard to really say without maybe speed testing, but I don't care about speed testing again. That thing's awesome looking, y'all. Check that out. I mean, it gets up on plane nicely. Look how it settles back down and boom, up on plane quick. Even with that GoPro messing up the weight. That's pretty awesome, y'all. Let's finish this little route and go around the front here. That little thing loses a nice little wake. That's pretty crazy. Check out the wake behind that thing. That's pretty doggone awesome, actually. Pretty sweet. Might be slowing down a little, just can hear by the tone of the motor. I can't really tell. See if I can manage to get up under this bridge without getting hung up here. Uh-oh. My depth of field is weird here with these columns. And I think I need to go under. Oh, I clipped my antenna. I don't know if I can get under this one. Actually, I think I can. Oh yeah, I can. Oh yeah, there she goes. Look at that maneuvering, y'all. Maneuvering like a pro out here. Oh, I got caught up on the line there. Check out them geese. See if we can go out there and mess with them. See what they think about it. We'll do a goose run and then bring her back in and call it. They talking about it. Look, they think they tough. They like, bring that thing over here, man. We'll show you what's up. Look, I'm way faster than them geese. Like I'm herding them. I'm a geese herder. Alright, let's bring this thing in. It's got some good range on it again. All of this stuff so far seems to have more range than I'll ever even take it, just because I can't even see it. Very, very cool. Check that out, y'all. I love the wake that thing leaves. Oh yeah, turn our lights on here. Very cool, coming in for a landing, a little pass. I had to do one last little pass here with the GoPro off, just to make sure it didn't have a lean. I done got myself paranoid. Plus I wanted to run the batteries down a little bit more. You can see people fishing, lures and everything up in the lines there. Yeah, she turns exactly like it should without that GoPro. Maybe I should put a smaller battery on. But it's pretty cool for sure. I think he actually gave the honky tonk a little bit of a break, so we'll make one more pass along this shoreline over here. Let's slow her down, see if I can keep pace. That's pretty awesome right there, just running to keep pace with it. I guess I could just trim it out instead of trying to hold my finger on it. Or I could just speed up and go faster. Uh-oh, we had a voltage cut right there for sure. That means it's time to get out of here, y'all. All right, y'all, I made it back to the house to end this one off. Another super fun time out here with this little RC boat. Pro Boat definitely did it right again with this little scale Swift Patrol boat. This thing's got the looks. I think it's got plenty of performance for what it is. Any faster, especially in the turns, and it would probably just roll itself over, and you don't want that. Plenty fast for what it is. It throws up a nice little scale looking wake. All the little scale details, especially. I'll give you a little closer look here at the soldiers I put on here. Got a couple people standing guard in the back. Got your guy up there on the turret. We got the lookout there, the scout with the binoculars. So very cool looking boat. Definitely glad I added this one to the fleet. Now this thing was actually a pretty decent price back when I picked it up about 3 months ago. They were having that sale. They had some kind of extended sale. I think it was like $279 if I remember correctly. I mean, that's not cheap, but for a nice RC like this, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I think right now they're a little over 300, but I'm sure they'll probably go on sale. I'll leave a link, an Amazon link or something down below if y'all want to check this thing out. I think it's a very cool scale RC boat. Now the next boat I've got coming up is something totally different. It ain't scale at all. It's a fast electric boat, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon.